I'd like to continue with our agenda and introduce Carl Marcotte, Vice President from AtkinsRealis. And as I said earlier, when we had the nuclear panel, I talked about new nuclear coming to a province near you. Well, Carl's on top of all of this, and he's involved with different provincial bodies and governments talking about nuclear possibilities, SMRs, traditional nuclear. And he, of course, AtkinsRealis is the owner of the CANDU technology and the whole advantage of CANDU supply chain in Canada. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Carl Marcotte.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for that great introduction, Sean. And congratulations, that's an amazing announcement. I feel like I'm gonna have to work hard to keep the good news coming. So thank you again for taking some time to listen to the nuclear story. I know you've had a bit of that this afternoon. That panel gave you a lot of insight into what we're doing. I wanna talk a little specifically, as you see in front of you, what AtkinsRealis is doing, what CANDU Energy is all about, what we see as the forecast for domestic investment and international opportunities. All of that is going to matter to you and your members. There is a lot of work coming, and it's a question of how we structure it and how we take advantage of all the opportunities. So who is AtkinsRealis? We are one of Canada's largest engineering firms. We are the largest nuclear engineering firm in the country. We have 42,000 employees active all around the world. We build what matters to people. We're focused on clean energy and modern infrastructure everywhere in the world. Our purpose is to engineer a better future for the planet and its people. It sounds like a grand theme, but we take it very much to heart. And so we are actively investing all around the world, and in nuclear in particular. Our nuclear expertise spans every type of technology. Most of our 7,500 nuclear employees are here in Canada and very proudly working as the OEM for the CANDU technology. So the lights here today, 50% of all the electricity we use powered by CANDU. Keeping those reactors running in top performing mode, extending their lives, building new ones, that is our goal, that's our focus. We work on all technologies around the world, even in fusion in the United Kingdom, but our biggest focus is CANDU and building the next generation of CANDU reactors. A couple of pictures for you, Bruce Power site. Some of you have been there, I am sure. The bottom right-hand picture is Bruce Power in 1971. The top picture is a current modern picture. And you can see in the red circle, that's units 1 and 2 just starting the construction in 71. And today you can see what it looks like. That's Bruce A, which is 4 units, and Bruce B in the foreground in the upper picture. So that is the single largest nuclear generating station in the world. It's a lot to be proud of. One of the most efficient, one of the best run, one of the greatest profit-making places, period. All with Canadian technology, with Canadian ideas, really smart Canadian scientists that put that together in the 1960s. The concepts all developed in the 1960s, continuously updated, uprated, and improved and modernized. It's the most modern plant in the world, going through its midlife refurbishment. "34 CANDUs built originally around the world. They have some of the highest capacity factors, meaning they're always on. 92 to 95% capacity factors. It's almost unheard of in the world. Every year, out of 400 reactors operating around the world, the winningest reactor is Unit 2 in Romania, a CANDU reactor built in Cernavodă and commissioned in 2007. And it wins with the highest capacity factor every single year. So a tremendous investment, and it's not just us. So AtkinsRealis and our partner in Aecon and Kiewit are the companies that work most closely with OPG and Bruce on helping them manage the refurbishments and all the investments in the reactors. But it's really 200 companies behind us, the entire supply chain, mostly here in Ontario, a bit in Quebec and New Brunswick as well. Incredibly talented workers and companies that are investing in all kinds of innovative ways of keeping these reactors in tip-top shape. Now, the final point I'll say, most of you may have heard this, the Ontario government decided a dozen years ago to refurbish 10 reactors. It was a $26 billion project. $12.8 billion of that number was for the 4 reactors at Darlington. That refurbishment has just been completed. It's all turned back on, it's all buttoned down, all running at full power now. And those reactors came in, the refurbishment of those came in 4 months under budget, and $150 million, so 4 months under schedule, and $150 million under budget. How many nuclear projects of a 13 billion size or nature can you say you've heard come in under budget? It is a tremendous, tremendous story. Thank you. And it was due to everybody who worked on it. It wasn't just innovation that came from certain companies. The entire group of workers, 4,000 people on site most days, were incentivized to innovate, to come up with new ways of doing things, to save time, to save schedule, to save money wherever they could. And working all together, that's how we achieved that result, including through COVID. You can imagine the extra costs. So that's the history of the Canadian nuclear ecosystem. The can-do ecosystem is envied all around the world. A couple of quick more pictures. The middle picture is Darlington, what I was just referring to. And on the right-hand side is Qinshan in China. Those reactors in China were commissioned in 2002 and 2003. So they are soon approaching their 30-year life. They'll start the planning now, and we're starting to sign contracts to make the tooling and provide components for the refurbishments of those reactors. The Chinese owners love those reactors. They are some of the best performing reactors of any type in China. They have 60 reactors running in China. It's an amazing system in China, and they love their can-dos the best. They want more of them. So it's an incredible story of how well this technology has been received around the world. Now, what's the case for new nuclear? Why are we going to build more? Well, it's about net zero. It's about decarbonizing our economies to the greatest extent we can and still growing those economies. And that's a goal we really strongly believe in. Let's look at the sources of electricity across the country. This will tell you the story. The first 3 bars, you can't see the scale, I apologize. The first 3 bars are the territories, and then you see BC, the big blue bar. So the blue is hydro, the light purple is carbon emitting, the red is nuclear, the green is wind, solar, biomass. So as you can see, about half of our electricity in Canada comes from something that is carbon emitting, whether that's gas or coal or something else in a few cases. All that blue is hydro, that's pretty good. The red is nuclear, that's great. And the green is wind and solar, also terrific. But that carbon emitting portion is gonna have to shrink. We can't keep it at that level. And most importantly, we have to double the size of our electricity grids over the next 25 years. Every system operator in the country is looking at a 60 to 75% growth in demand. The only way to meet that and further decarbonize their grids to some extent, and you won't totally do it because it wouldn't really be efficient, but to some extent you've got to decarbonize and you've got to meet that growth. That means doubling the investment in generating assets. There's not a whole lot of untapped hydro potential in the country. So it's going to mean nuclear. Nuclear is our future for clean baseload power. And that's great, I think, for this room. So what does it mean? Domestic can-do potential is, as you can see the numbers there, in 4 or 5 provinces. This is my projection for 20 to 25 years from now. We will have 20 to 25 new large can-do reactors in the country. On top of the 16 that are running today, they will continue to run. They will continue to be refurbished. And once we build these, 30 years later, we'll refurbish these as well. These are almost 100-year assets. So 20 to 25 reactors plus SMRs, like we're building at Darlington. We're very proud of doing that. Plus MMRs, micro-modular reactors, the really small ones that don't yet exist, but that are coming. Now, 25 reactors sounds like a lot. when you imagine the scale of the construction this would require. The first set of reactors built in Canada, 22, were commissioned over the course of 22 years. 22 reactors in 22 years from a standing start. The industry is hardly at a standing start today. We are flying. So 20 to 25 reactors over the same period of time, eminently doable. And that is tens and tens and tens of thousands of jobs for everyone you represent. International market also provides benefit back here at home. 31 countries generate electricity from nuclear power. There's 200 countries in the world. Those 400 reactors probably have to increase by another 1,000 to meet the global demand. There's 30 other countries that are trying to join that club, and they're all looking to Canada to understand why we do so well. So the opportunity for us to work with these countries and export our know-how, our technology, our skills, and frankly, do engineering and design work and all kinds of, and component manufacturing and tooling manufacturing right here at home and export it is incredible. So our forecast for CANDU export sales is up to 50 reactors over the next 25 years. Now, I can't show you all the markets that we're working in. It's a bit commercially sensitive. The 5 markets in green are where there are CANDU reactors today. So Romania, China, South Korea, and Argentina. All 4 of those want more on top of Canada. They all want more CANDUs. And the markets that we are really focused in, where there is a really strong desire to partner with Canada, to work with all of us and build more CANDUs, is Central and Eastern Europe, a smattering in the Middle East, and all of South Asia. The fact that our reactors burn natural uranium, that you can purchase the uranium on the open market as a commodity, you can learn to build your own fuel bundles, make your own fuel, you don't have to be beholden to anyone else. That energy independence and security is incredibly important to us. We benefit immensely from that. Our uranium comes from Saskatchewan, comes to Ontario or New Brunswick, runs those reactors. We don't have to import anything. Those countries want some of that. They want exactly the same thing. They don't want to have to choose between China, Russia on one hand, or the US and France on the other hand. There's only 6 countries in the world that export nuclear technology, and we're one of them. We're lucky to be one of them. And those countries that I just named, they want to be part of that ecosystem. So what's the economic impact for all of us? We asked the conference board 2 years ago to take a look at that, and they gladly did a very deep dive over a few months. So Conference Board of Canada, now known as Signal 49, if you've seen their rebranding, this is what they came up with. A 4-pack of reactors, for CANDU reactors, like what's at Darlington. $90 billion GDP impact. I'm going to dig into these numbers a little bit more in a second. 33,000 full-time equivalent jobs during construction, during design and construction period, and 3,500 jobs over the life of 75 years or so of operation, and a $29 billion tax impact. That is a phenomenal impact. And when you think about it, the reason for that is that CANDUs are Canadian. 92% of every dollar that goes into building a CANDU, labor, services, components, tooling, whatever it is, pouring concrete, welding, everything that goes into it is Canadian. 92% of everything that goes into a new reactor is Canadian. So that means the GDP impact is really high. So I grabbed this from their slides, and I want to just point out a couple of quick things. $90 billion impact from building 4 units. We're talking about doing that 5 times, maybe more. That's a lot of units. That's a lot of GDP impact. Importantly, well, this one you'll like. Importantly, 20,000 full-time jobs during the construction phase. That's direct, indirect, and induced jobs. But beyond that, down the supply chain, you get another 60% lift all throughout the jobs in the supply chain supporting what's happening at site. That's 33,000 jobs during the 16 years of design and construction. That's really worth celebrating, times 5. And so you look at the labor income. It is well split between the direct work and indirect And as you can see down at the bottom left side, these are the estimates that the conference board came up with. These are good paying jobs across the board over the course of time. And it's a tremendous opportunity to know we have a clean energy system, energy independence. We can do what we need to do in our country for ourselves, and we get good paying jobs at the same time. And the tax benefit, all levels of government will enjoy that. So, what's the bottom line? It's time to get it done. This is about energy security for Canadians. It's about building great jobs for ourselves at home and showing the world how to do the right things, how to build nuclear on time and on budget, and attracting new investment here to help make that a reality. That's it for me. Thank you very much, and I'd love to take questions outside after. Thanks very again.